You guys are not hit, man. You need to get him, bro. The homie Mark Roberts is shit, bro. Definitely out here killing the game consistently, all right? We got the Backyard Squirrel Mates 2.0, bro. The Walnut Heist. You guys are not hip on the freaking 1.0, bro. Hurry on up and go watch the video first, man. Click that link in the description, man. Let's go ahead and check this out now, dude. I really want to see if my guy Gus is back. All right, let's get into it, man.
It's a bird feeder, and everything you see surrounding me in my yard is an attempt to protect it from thieving squirrels. If they want the birdseed and the lifetime supply of walnuts in this bank vault, they'll first need to pass through my 9-part obstacle course. By design, it's extremely challenging. It's meant to test their mental limits and their physical limits. I held back no punches, but I have to admit in hindsight,
bro, this dude is just way too good at this, man.
Underestimated my adversary. And truthfully, I never thought I'd be that crazy guy in the neighborhood obsessing over the squirrels, but they started it first when they would constantly pillage the birdseed from any bird feeder I would put up about a year ago. That led to me defending it with an obstacle course, which they handily defeated. And so after a year of ruminating on how to avenge that L.
Again, part 1, man. You guys got to make sure you go watch that video, bro. Legendary status. Legendary.
With a majorly improved version, and then 2 months of planning, my buddy John and I got together for a 20-second build montage.
What do you mean you want to have time like him? Bro, he's got the time. What? I'm so confused. He's got a whole family and shit. Aren't you like 7 years old? He uses the same time and everything, man. Say he's got the same 24 hours as you do.
Here are the basic elements. For starters, here's their favorite bird feeder at the end of the course, and it's sitting atop Fort Nuts, the most secure walnut vault in the western United States. Now, since birds can fly, they can come and go as they please and eat all the food they want. But the only way for the squirrels to make it right here is by surviving my 9-part grueling obstacle course, which all starts right here. Climbing up this pole to this platform is the single gateway to enter the course. Every other pole you see has some kind of countermeasure to keep the squirrel from just climbing up and then entering the course halfway through.
It's crazy how simple that is, but how much it actually does keep them out.
As we were building the course, we also built them some cozy little squirrel houses. So we put them up in a couple different trees, and after a few days, it looked like they'd actually made some renovations. So I went to take a closer look. And sure enough, here's the before and here's the after. Even on the inside, they made some questionable decor updates. So while it might look like they were using the houses to relax, or stretch, or look out the window, or like the satellite communications gear and the tactical mission planning, the mini vault,
oh my god,
the safe hold a completely different
bro
story.
That was so perfect. He's way too good at this, man.
We're secretly planning to pull that was the goodness Mission Impossible Ocean's 11 style mega walnut heist, which is why I was going to protect the birdseed and walnut vault with the most state-of-the-art security measures, just like the casino did in Ocean's 11. So once in the casino, you'll see the slot machine and the classic Vegas buffet, but with a warning: take more than an ounce and you're gonna have to deal with security. Now that I got the squirrels on the run, they'll naturally want to jump to this bar, but there's a twist. Like it actually twists, which I think is going to give them some problems. But if they can figure this out, they'll jump into this crate. And the good news is that it's filled to the brim with their favorite food, which is walnuts. And I know this because I tested a bunch of different options, and they always went with the walnuts first. But the bad news is that once you add a little weight to the system, the helicopter starts moving, just like the helicopter for Mission Impossible. Oh, and we've got a baffle here at the top to stop the squirrel from just crawling along the wire from the fence. The helicopter stops next to this wall, which seems simple enough, except that the bricks randomly move and adjust themselves in and out. And of course, at any time, if they fall off, they gotta go back and start over the whole course from the beginning. After that, we come to the hideout.
What? This is so intricate.
From defense to offense, because
he upgraded the hell out of this, man.
You can see it's sort of messy with their tools and their blueprints on the wall that show if they open the floor on the elevator shaft leads them underground and into the sewers. Then if they crawl through the sewers, it will take them right to the control center for a second room that might look familiar. And just like in Mission Impossible, their goal is to go up through the ceiling to access the air vents. But there's no way to make it up there unless they type the password into the keyboard in the control room.
Oh, do they gotta like this ninja up there the ladder? Oh, that's badass, dude. Hey chat, you guys think you could pass this? You think you got a squirrel level mind?
And at that point, they can climb the ladder and they're in the vents. And the vents are a total maze. There's lots of different twists and turns they'll need to navigate up here. So at any moment, if they're too lost, they can always exit the whole course by using the one-way Squirrel emergency exits, which also exists for any enclosed room on the whole course. And for the penultimate challenge, it's back down from the air ducts through this laser maze where they'll have to harness their inner Catherine Zeta-Jones. If they sufficiently touch any of the lasers, the metal base contacts and completes the circuit, which sends a signal from this microcontroller to a relay to a solenoid, which causes this pneumatic piston to fire, which slams this door shut for 1 minute. And because I'm basically certain they'll try and get to this point by climbing from the roof on top of this tube, I've placed a shield here with another enforcement squirrel to try and deter them. And so finally, if they've made it through the laser maze and everything that came before it, they've made it to Fort Nuts. And as far
Chat, if you looked outside your window one day and saw your neighbors doing this, like, what would you say? Like, what would be, like, your reaction? Like, what the fuck is this nigga building?
as I'm concerned, if they crack the safe by giving this handle a little turn, they've earned every last walnut in this bank.
Yeah, no cap, Sparkle. I would definitely be like, hey, hold up, man, I gotta know the science.
After the course was set up, they could definitely smell the walnuts in the vault, and then you could see them sort of working things out from the fence line. And so after 2 months of prep work, it was time to test our extensive security measures against this formidable set of 500-gram rodents. But before we do that, I just want to mention, if you've always thought it would be cool to be able to build something like a squirrel obstacle course yourself, then I've got incredible news, because a few times a year I teach a month-long creative engineering course. For the summer session is open for a short window right now.
Hey, y'all better get on that, bro. Oh my god.
Over the course of a month,
I might have to get into this, but I don't have the mind for this, dude.
The best part is I'm gonna guide you through finishing 3 creative builds of your own. So whether you're a complete beginner or an experienced engineer, the class has been designed to meet you wherever you're at and then level up your skills. So go to monthly.com/MarkRober or use the link in the video description and then sign up and let's hang out, making some cool stuff this summer. Now let's see some squirrels.
That would be, man, that would be awesome, bro. That, like, I feel like that's like an experience in itself.
And as he sticks his entire face under the sneeze guard, absent-mindedly reading the sign, you can see the exact moment he realizes he might have screwed up. And the slow-mo shows Rick just really laying himself out.
Damn, Rick.
By the way, that's Rick. All 4 squirrels have names, and more importantly, like any crew looking to pull off a heist, they all have specific roles to play.
Oh, you brought him back.
Fat Gus.
My guy Gus, baby.
The mastermind of this operation.
Let's go.
This is the role of the Frank Ocean or an Ethan Hunt. Now, I just have to say, for those who aren't familiar, last year I named one of the squirrels Fat Gus because he loved to eat.
Gus, that's my nigga, yo. Well, it's a female, but you know what I mean.
He had nipples, which it turns out means he was actually a girl, and a pregnant one at that. So it was just a whole PR disaster, and I switched the name to Fantastic Gus and rephrased a few other things, but to be honest, Fantastic Gus just doesn't roll off the tongue like Fat Gus. So I asked permission to use my preferred phrasing, and as you can see, I got full consent. Next up is Rick. He's the acrobat, the grease man, the gutsy one. He's the go-to for any task.
It's like what makes his videos so brilliant, bro, is the storytelling aspect of it. Like how he's able to make it so interesting. Like there's probably somebody out there who's probably done something like this and it was just so boring and dumb that it got nowhere. Like it's just the fact that he makes it so like cool and quirky and just fun. It's like exactly what you would have wanted like your engineer teacher or something to be like back in the day. Like this is the kind of stuff like, oh man, imagine like learning from this guy, bro. Like Jesus, man, this would be awesome.
That is going to require some athletic abilities. And then we've got Marty. He's the hacker. Anything with computers or bank safes, and he's your guy. But while he's really smart, he also scares pretty easy. And finally, we've got Frank with logistics. A good heist starts with a good plan. He's got the whole course memorized, and he's mapped it out and provided blueprints for the team. And so back to the course, we've got Marty the hacker here, who again is a bit skittish, so you can see he's coming in pretty cautious. But who can resist a buffet? Once again, the real magic is found in the slow-mo. Eventually they realize security was just too tight at this casino, and Rick goes straight to the twist bar. Excellent. Here's try 2. And with some motivation for the bird, he's like, I got this, I got this, I got this.
God damn, dude, that's so crazy. What the? That's crazy.
The real-time replay on this one is great too. And at this point, Fat Gus is like, I'm gonna need that crate of walnuts. Let me show you how it's done. Which turns out somewhat predictably.
Gotta have Gus in there, bro. It wouldn't have been a video, man. Look at this thing. Look at this thing, bro.
Now really frustrated, acrobat daredevil Rick tries a totally different route.
He got to fly, ain't he? Oh my God.
You've got to admire that.
Oh
effort.
my.
Logistics man Frank knows the wire connected to the fence leads to the helicopter crate, so he tries sneaking in the back door and is also forced to retreat. And finally, Marty the hacker realizes if you're just scared and you run real fast, the bar doesn't have time to spin on you. And you can see Rick just replicating the strategy.
So niggas, bro, it's crazy how smart they get over time,
So
bro.
after about 2
It's
days,
crazy.
all of them can cruise through the first part of this course about this fast. And for
Like, I would have never thought that they were this smart. You know what I mean? Especially after seeing like his first video. Like, well, before watching his first video, I'd have been like, nah, there's no way. Like, there's no way these squirrels are being able to hit this.
nuts was already feeling less and less secure. Fat Gus is like, wait, is this thing moving? I'm good. Here, Rick hypothesizes if he doesn't sit in the crate, it won't move. And here, he rejects that hypothesis with a legendary leap. And now's a good time to remind ourselves that squirrels are one of the few mammals that can survive a fall from any height. Because as you can see here, they make their body super flat to increase drag, effectively becoming their own parachute. But just in case, you okay, Rick?
Yep, all good.
And Marty the hacker, Frady Cat, is just like, yeah, I'm
Bro, that was
super
so
not
good, dude.
down with this. Eventually, it's the fearless leader, Fat Gus, who demonstrates the ride is definitely worth it. And soon you've got Frank and the rest of the gang following suit. Which leads us to the wall of 1,000 moving bricks. And first up, you got Fat Gus, who kicks things right off with a pull of his parachute.
My nigga Gus like, hey, I already got mine. I already got my food, cuz I'm good.
Just
I'm good
barely
out here.
misses. Skittish Marty gets one taste of a moving brick and absolutely yeets himself into this tree. And while there were plenty of instances where a moving brick did dump the squirrels, causing them to start over from the beginning, what was even better was Marty psyching himself out in the anticipation that a brick might move, even though the wall wasn't powered on for any of these clips.
What?
And thanks in part to the
Farm
dutiful
animal
supervision
betting?
of
You
Fat
be doing
Gus,
that?
Eventually, like all the other challenges so far, they got it down to a science where they could cruise by the wall fairly quickly. And now's a good time to mention,
Are they about
the
to
squirrels
kick it
weren't
in the
only
hideout?
ones attempting the course. This is Splinter the Rat, and here he is with one of his buddies. He liked to make the rounds to all the houses each night, which sometimes were vacant, and sometimes they weren't. There goes Frank to chase him off his lawn. And you might have noticed the stuff in the house. The squirrels would gather nesting materials from various sources, or, somewhat hilariously, just steal from each other. Here's a bonus Santa Claus impression for all the Fat Gus fans out there. So from Splinter and his buddies to not at all creepy possums, there's a surprisingly constant variety of wildlife that passes through the suburban backyard, including a dumb dog who for some reason is much less interested in squirrels than he is my camera gear. Which is a lovely segue back to the squirrel hideout, where the heist was really just picking up steam.
Oh, come on. These niggas are geniuses, bro. Oh, he even put like a little incentive behind it. Okay. I was wondering how they were gonna press the button.
And after Hacker Marty had access
Did y'all just see this nigga fly up? He didn't even use the rope.
accessed the computer and lowered the ladder, Fat Gus followed behind and joined him in the vents. But in the process, a critical tool dropped down, which led to a lovely recreation of an iconic scene. And as a side note, they figured out the exit door pretty quickly, and they functioned as a one-way door exactly as intended. And now with the vents, it was Frank's time to shine. You can see here, he's just double-checking the actual air duct layouts to make sure they match the blueprints he's memorized. And once he's satisfied, he steps up, and as you can see,
I don't know what these boys are talking about, Sparky.
You can just sense his confidence here. Contrast that with Marty, who's like, all right, I think it was a right, no, straight. Oh, was it left? Crap. Crap again. And as a result,
did somebody redeem my ad time?
Would end up looking something like this. So here's Frank coaching him from the outside, and you can see Marty's a little defensive about it. So Frank hops in so they can work out their differences. And then with a little encouragement, he gets him going down the right way. All the while, Fat Gus continues to supervise. Focus, Marty. There you go. Which brings us to the laser maze. Here's Acrobat Rick's first approach, and he's like, yeah, that's us. And just as expected,
hell no,
he climbs on top of the tube, and he's like, yeah, I totally got this. When in fact...
That's so crazy. I could have sworn the subs were definitely not supposed to get ads.
He didn't have it. In real time, it happens so fast, it just looks like chaos. But if we slow down this second attempt, we can remind ourselves of how squirrels have mastered the laws of physics to always land on their feet. Did you catch it? The first is the locking of the head on a landing target in less than 300 milliseconds. If you go back and watch any jump from this video, that locking of their head is the first thing they always do. And the second is using conservation of angular momentum like an ice skater to pull their arms and legs
that old guy, if you guys haven't seen his videos, you're really missing out. He has some crazy instructional videos, man, on like science and everything. I used to study his stuff back in the day when I was struggling my ass off.
At the right times to rotate fast and then hold in the right orientation. Combine those two tricks with the flat body parachute and extending their legs at the last minute to absorb the shock, and they are perfectly adapted for living high in the trees. In fact, squirrels have been around for over 30 million years, and they've had to evolve relatively little in all that time.
Holy
so
shit!
Like, fine,
that nigga's a dinosaur, Loki.
Like a normal squirrel. What is this? Oh, see, I knew this was sus.
Oh, I thought he finessed it.
And here's Frank, who just watched what happened and therefore is appropriately cautious.
Oh! Come on, you know Gus gonna come knock it out, bro.
Right back on the saddle, and this time he nails it. And in the end, it feels appropriate that the mastermind, Fat Gus, was the first one to make it successfully through the laser maze, and then to subsequently make it to Fort Nuts.
You already know!
Fat Gus is this, falling not just for one decoy nut, but for both of them. Which paves the way for Marty the hacker to be the one to crack the safe, and as you can see here, he's pretty stoked about it.
Oh, man! Oh, squirrels are actually cute, bro.
Yep, this is just like the schematic showed. And then, the big moment.
Bro, Mark is a genius, man.
Once the safe opened, these cargo nets unfurled, which just allowed better access to their loot. But interestingly, more often than not, after getting a walnut, instead of jumping off, they would go all the way back.
Bro, so many homies are eating off that.
Some real PTSD, even though I'd already turned off the whole system. So once again, the squirrels took the W, but as far as I'm concerned, they earned it. And I can't complain with how things turned out, because Rick buried all his extra nuts in the yard, Marty and Frank made up and rekindled their friendship, and Fat Gus got some long-sought quality time with the bird feeder. So everyone was happy. Well, almost everyone.
I bet
there's a mechanism that can feed your dog with a pull of a lever. And this is a contraption that measures the soil moisture level and then gives your plants a voice.
Hey, I need a little water over here.
Hey, yo, what?
thank you.
And this is a machine that measures how long you've been sitting and then annoys the crud out of you till you take a stretch break. This is a contraption that can draw anything on a whiteboard, and
oh,
this
that's
is
hard.
a secret safe for your most valuable possessions. And finally, this is a G-dang Lunchables assembly line. Are you kidding me? And what do all
That's
of these
hella
have
cool.
in common? They were created by people who took my month-long creative.
Oh, that is Fly. Is she developing with that?
And what do all of those have in common? They were created by people
Is she developing the pictures?
who took my month-long creative engineering course. I just launched this class for the first time a few months ago, and it was so freaking rewarding to see what everybody learned and created as a result. For the most part. And because we got so much overwhelmingly positive feedback on the course, we're doing it again. You could sign up for it now. This class covers my full engineering design process, all the way from how I come up with an idea, to prototyping, to finalizing the build and giving it character. I show you everything that I'm thinking, everything that I'm doing, and I do it 3 times. Over the course of a month, you're gonna watch me design and create 3 totally original builds, and I'm gonna guide you through finishing.
I gotta get in on this course, dude.
Your own.
I got it. All right, fuck it. I gotta get out on this course.
And this is an online class, so you can take it from anywhere.
I gotta
and
make
work
a
it around
button
your
that
schedule,
automatically
but it's
cuts on my
fully
computer.
immersive and intensive. So whether you're a working professional or you're taking the class as a family, whether you're a complete beginner or an experienced engineer, this class has been designed to meet you where you're at and then level up your skills. So go to monthly.com/markrober or use the link in the video description to see what other people had to say about their experience, and then enroll, and I'll see you in class.
Ah, that's so cool, man. Oh my god. You guys gotta make sure you go show some love to that video, man, as soon as possible. It definitely deserves it. It's a number 3 on trending right now. It deserves to be number 1 on trending for a couple days, all right? I love you guys so much, man. Thank you so much for the support. Big peace.